Hey guys, EverJudge138 here. I just want to talk about something real quick. I do a lot of covers of movie themes. And since I got a new camera recently, I've done a lot more kind of music videos. I did like Zombie 2, Chud, Chained Heat, Videodrome. More recently, I did Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, and the theme for, or interpretation of the theme for the film Shockwaves. So I did them, put them up on YouTube, and then I got a notification, I was going to say from the YouTube police, but from YouTube stating that my Shockwaves video is banned in multiple countries. I am no longer allowed to share it. Nobody can like it or comment on it. In certain countries you can watch it, but with a disclaimer. Reason being is because the theme for that movie, or that theme, is from a movie made in the 70s with Peter Cushing and John Carradine about underwater Nazi zombies. So apparently somebody was offended by underwater Nazi zombies and decided to report me as propagating hate speech or whatever. The entire movie of Shockwaves is on YouTube. You can watch the trailers, you can listen to the soundtrack, you can listen to the radio spots, you can find the poster. In fact, also on YouTube, there's films like Zombie Lake. You can watch a bunch of non-zombified Nazi-exploitation films like Ilse She-Wolf of the SS or Gestapo's Last Orgy, SS Hell Camp, Love Camp 7, all that stuff. You can find clips of it on YouTube. None of those videos have a disclaimer. My Synthesizer cover, my Moog Sub 37 cover of Richard Einhorn's score for the 1970s film Shockwaves, is banned in Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Switzerland, Chechnya, Germany, Denmark, Estonia, Spain, Finland, France, United Kingdom, Greece, Croatia, Hungary, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Lithuania, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Sweden, and a bunch of other places. Yeah. Now, I'm going to address a few things here. The people that actually saw the video, because you can watch it in certain countries, but with a disclaimer, they're like, I don't get it. Why is it so offensive? It's from Shockwaves. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And I use clips from Shockwaves in there. And every one of those clips I found on YouTube. And people are like, well, I think it's maybe because you have a swastika in it. Of course there's a swastika in it. The movie's about underwater Nazi zombies. The opening credits have a swastika in it. The opening credits are on YouTube. I put a disclaimer in the description of the video saying, I don't support Nazis, I support Shockwaves. Another thing was, I utilized a clip of a Hitler speech in there as well. Of course I did. Because Richard Einhorn's score, which again is on YouTube, has a bunch of sound clips of SS soldiers marching and a crowd chanting Sieg Heil and everything like that. Underneath all the synth drones and everything like that, they're in there. I decided, well, I'm going to try and find something similar, and I could not find, for the life of me, any sound effects. Probably for various reasons, but I couldn't find a crowd chanting Sieg Heil. I couldn't find anything, even on like when I was going to like Soul Seek and World War II sound effects, and nothing. I couldn't find anything. So I was like, well, I'd like to put something in there. I had dialogue of Peter Cushing, and I had the opening narration from Shockwaves in there as well. But I needed something a little bit more, I guess morbid is the right word, just to add to the atmosphere. So I went on archive.org, which is like a online reference library, and you can watch public domain films, you can listen to old-time radio plays, read public domain literature, and there's a bunch of newsreel stuff. And I typed in Third Reich, I typed in Nazi, SS, and nothing came up. I typed in Hitler, and a bunch of stuff popped up. And it was all mostly, for the audio stuff, it was usually just his speeches. But a lot of his speeches had music playing behind him. I couldn't put that in the mix. So I was like, oh, God. So I said, well, I finally found one clip that didn't have music in there. I was like, screw it. I'll just cut that in there and put that in there. And I actually pitched it down to make it sound more demonic and everything like that, just to add to the atmosphere. And I also used a sound of a battleship alarm, which I took from Frankenstein Conquers the World. I put that in there as well. And everyone's like, well, why would you do that? Why would you go that far? Well, one, because it's in the original soundtrack. It's like, he put clips of SS sound clips in the original soundtrack, so I was like, okay, I'll try and do that as well, just to add to it. And I was figuring people that would listen to this cover would know that it's for a movie about underwater Nazi zombies. And, God, Shockwaves is a pretty popular film. There's t-shirts made. The soundtrack just got released on vinyl. A 4K restoration Blu-ray just came out like a year or two ago. Everyone knows what Shockwaves is. Or the people that have seen it know, okay, Shockwaves, or the cult movie buffs have heard of Shockwaves. And apparently, I'm probably the first YouTube or synth-based YouTube channel that actually has a video banned in multiple countries. And people are like, well, I don't understand. Why would you, choose this? Well, I utilized the sound effects and everything like that to add to the atmosphere and add to the uneasiness of it. Very much exactly why I used a clip of real-life serial killer Henry Lee Lucas talking about murdering his mother. Utilize that in my Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer cover, because it adds to the atmosphere and what the film's about. And I would assume people who have seen Shockwaves know that the soldiers are undead super soldiers and whatnot. And everyone that saw the video, they were like, I don't get it. It's from Shockwaves. Like, and all the clips were from YouTube. You could find them, or they were on public domain archives and stuff like that. So it was, and everyone was like, oh, I think people might think you're propagating. No, it says in the disclaimer, I don't support Nazis, I support Shockwaves. Wow. I really hope it's not the start of people taking these films too seriously and actually being offended by Nazi zombies and Nazi werewolves and other things, and thinking that's somehow propagating. But be that as it may, and I really hope they don't start going after Waxworks for releasing the soundtrack, or Blue Underground, or anything like that. Just, these films are for a specific audience, and a specific audience knows these films are done in a certain context and appreciate them in a certain context. Nobody is taking underwater Nazi zombies seriously. Just as nobody's taking, what was that garbage Rob Zombie trailer? Werewolf Women of the SS or whatever, and he had a song about the song's on YouTube. The trailer's on YouTube. It just seems very odd to me to ban a video that's a cover of a theme that's on YouTube, of a movie that's on YouTube. Anyway, I guess this means that I will start to have to kind of be very careful with what movie themes I cover. I was going to cover Cannibal Holocaust, but I really don't need a bunch of angry animal rights activists coming after me. Thank you very much. The reason why I did this video is because I had a couple friends and I guess fellow synth players from the UK, from Germany, message me and be like, I can't see your video, because I shared the video and I didn't think anything of it. What's going on? And I told them what happened, and they're like, oh my God, it's ridiculous. And some of the people from the UK, they know shockwaves. They're like, yeah, I know shockwaves. You can watch, again, you can watch this stuff on YouTube. You can watch shockwaves on YouTube. So very bizarre. Yeah. So yeah, I just want to let everyone know what that was all about. Oh God.